Is the best music streaming service for DJs in 2024? That's what we're going to answer today, along with all of your questions. If you are thinking of using a music streaming service in your DJing and you don't know what to go for, this is the live lesson for you. Now, it is live. That means at the end, we'll be taking questions and so on. That also means we're going to run an intro sequence so you can settle down and get ready for it. Can't wait to join you in 30 seconds time. So today we are looking at the best music streaming services for DJs. These are subscription music services that you can plug in to your DJ gear and then you can DJ from it without having any music that you own, necessarily anyway, on the unit as well or on the laptop. So there's lots of reasons why you might want to do this. We're going to get into all of those now. I have to tell you at the very beginning here that we've got an article called The Best Music Streaming Services for DJs. You see what we did there? Which you can follow everything I'm about to teach you on. So we're going to cover why DJs should stream music, the most suitable services for you, what works with your hardware and software. We're going to answer your questions. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks, and I'm going to give you recommendations based upon the kind of DJ you are as to what might be best for you. We have got a lot to get through here, so I'm going to fly through all of this material here now, but it doesn't matter because you can find that article on Digital DJ Tips. Head to digitaldjtips.com, click the magnifying glass for the search, and then type streaming 2024. It will be the first article you come to. So no need to make notes here. You can just sit back and enjoy this live show. And as I say, towards the at the end, you can go and look at the article at your own time, in your own fair time. But this is good because it's live, so we're going to get lots and lots of questions live from you guys and girls about this. Firstly though, why would you stream music when you can buy music and have it forever? There's loads of reasons. Let's run through them quickly. It lowers the barriers to entry, so you can get started quickly. My daughter recently wanted to learn DJing. She hasn't got any music. Girl's 11, but we quickly got her set up on Tidal. She played a gig, incredibly played a gig, 3-hour gig actually, with her schoolmates in the school hall. She couldn't have done that without a streaming service. It gets new DJs involved really easily, and I love that. If you're already a subscriber to a streaming service, it makes sense to plug it into your DJ software. I mean, why wouldn't you? What are you going to lose? Well, there is a few things that you need to know, a few hoops you've got to jump through, but hey, why not? It is a great way to explore new musical genres, because if you're not into a particular kind of music, but you've been asked to play that, or you're just curious, then you can go and dial up playlists and so on, the greatest hits of any particular genre, and you can just DJ with them. You don't have to go and buy them. You don't have to be heavily into it. So if you're being super casual about any style of music, hey, it's all there for you. It can help you with requests and one-off sets. So again, we've got music that we don't normally play. We want to take it a step further and actually DJ for people with it. Well, you can do it with a streaming service. But who hasn't been in a situation where they've had to grab their phone, plug it into their DJ gear and quickly play a track off Spotify or whatever? Well, if you've got a streaming service plugged into that DJ gear, you don't have to do that. You can dial it up on the gear, mix it in properly, do a better job of it. So if there's a request or a one-off track that you don't own, then that's a way around it. Also, I have to say, they're the ultimate party machine. Have you ever got back from the pub or whatever, and then people are just on YouTube with a Bluetooth speaker just playing? Look, if you've got a streaming service plugged into DJ software, even if it's only just a piece of DJ software on your phone, well, now you can do it all properly without any of that fuss. What do you want to hear next? What do you want to hear next? What do you want to hear next? And you're just dialing the songs up in your DJ. So look, it's not the solution to how DJing will be done from this day forwards. People think, oh my God, it's going to change everything. No, it's not. It's another thing you can do. So we always say it's not an either or. There's a few reasons why. Firstly, you need the internet, right? Because no internet, no streaming. They may not have the versions of the tracks that you need because they don't all have the same catalogs, and they don't all have the DJ friendly mixes or the extended mixes or the VIP mixes or whatever. Also, if you start relying on a streaming service, you're going to find something quite bad happens. And that is that if you go back to a playlist that you made on any streaming service a few months ago, a few of those songs are going to be missing. That's because the streaming services license the catalogs from the record labels, and the licenses change and stuff is pulled from one platform and put on another and so on. So your music, in inverted commas, because it's only on a subscription service, might disappear. But I think one of the main reasons why we need to be a little bit wary of streaming services is that it kind of bypasses some of the skills of DJing. So in our book, Rock the Dance Floor, that some of you will be familiar with, right at the very beginning, we give you the the 5 areas of DJing that we consider to be the most important. So they are gear, music, techniques, playing out, and promoting yourself. And when you get all these in sync, you improve as a DJ. Now, music's a very important one, of course, and what we teach in here is something that we call the playlist pyramid. This is the playlist pyramid. And this is a way of hearing all the world's music at the bottom, and then it works all the way up to the music that you play at your actual event, your actual gig, for your mixtape, for your live stream, for your party or whatever. And the process we go through to get from the bottom to the top of this pyramid determines how good a DJ you are when it comes to the music that you play. Now, the problem is that having a streaming service plugged in can jump you from all the world's music, because that's what you find on a streaming service, 50 million tracks or whatever, all the way to the DJ booth. In other words, you're sat in the DJ booth, you've got Tidal open or something, you've got 50 million tracks. Now, no DJ wants 50 million tracks in front of them thinking, what do I play next, right? It's what happens between the bottom and the top of our pyramid that makes you a good DJ. And streaming service can tempt, especially beginner DJs, to kind of jump some of the steps. It's out of the scope of this tutorial to talk to you about why that is and how you can fix that. But just be aware they can be a shortcut too far. Right. This is the article. Remember, you can go and find it on digitaldjtips.com. Go to the search bar at the top and type in streaming 2024. It will appear. Let's talk through then, right here, right now in 2024, what the best streaming services are for DJs. Firstly, let's look at what they all are, one by one. The first one then is Beatport. So Beatport is clearly the place where electronic music is sold. Always has been. It's the biggest electronic music store out there. But they also have a streaming service now, and their streaming service is unsurprisingly aimed at DJs, and that makes it pretty good. So it's got offline caching if you've got a higher level of it, which means on certain systems you can download playlists and store them, not like music you own, but at least so that you can play it in your DJ software, and you don't have to rely on the internet at the gig, which is very useful. And it's got a catalogue like no one else's, right? So if you're into electronic music, there's probably you're not going to look any further than Beatport. That will be the one you go for. However, Beatport has a sister site. The sister site is called BeatSource. And BeatSource it's kind of a strange one, really. So again, they're a shop. You can buy music from them. But again, they are a place where DJs stream music from. But this is the major labels. Now, it's a collaboration with DJ City, who are a download pool. And this is one of the places where you can start to get those DJ edits and those versions of songs that you'd rather play rather than the original maybe in your DJ sets. So BeatSource is definitely worth checking out if you are an open format DJ, you play Latin, you play hip hop, you play dance, you play pop and all the kind of bigger genres there that aren't underground electronic music. It could be that BeatSource is actually the one for you, worth checking out. So the next one we've got is SoundCloud. SoundCloud is, again, some of you will know the site because it's a great place for people to share music they've made. And once you're on that site anyway, looking for music that is maybe not released, then it makes sense if you can plug it into your DJ software to then do so. But they've also got the major label music on there as well. So they've got the best of both worlds in SoundCloud. Definitely worth checking out. Probably the biggest name in DJ music streaming, because unfortunately, the elephant in the room here is that you can't get Spotify, which, you know, if you could, that'd be game over, I'd imagine, for most people. You can't get it in DJ software. You could once in certain platforms, but you can't anymore. Certainly the biggest name out of the ones that are left then is Tidal. It's the closest to Spotify. And this gives you the mainstream catalogs and all that stuff. Now, Tidal has had a few changes recently. It took away the ability to use the real-time stems feature on your DJ gear, where you can isolate acapellas in real time and stuff. It's now brought it back, but it's upped its prices as kind of part of that change. However, Tidal is there. It's quite a popular platform for that issue. The other one that has to be mentioned now, because it's just been added for the first time to any DJ software at all, is Apple Music. Apple Music's now available in DJ Pro and nothing else. I'll tell you what is available on your DJ software in a minute, because the platforms we've looked at so far are all available in pretty much everything. Apple Music's different because it's only available in Algorithm's DJ Pro. And it's got a little twist up its sleeve. So the good point about Apple Music is that you can also add your own music. And if you're using Apple Music's cloud, then your own music will appear in there as well, which is quite an interesting quirk. It doesn't have streaming though. So streaming. It doesn't have the real-time stems. So you can't do the stem separation in Apple Music, which is a shame. Deezer is in Virtual DJ. I've heard some kind of rumblings that people aren't happy with Deezer, and I'm not sure why. Maybe the price has gone up or something. Maybe if we've got some Virtual DJ users with us today, you can tell us. And Amazon Music Unlimited has been added to a couple, I think two, certainly one of the Engine DJ powered standalone units, which is the Numark Mix Stream Pro Plus. It might be in the one I've got here actually as well. I'm not sure, the Denon DJ SC Lives. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, Amazon, big name, and it's also now starting to creep into some of these services as well. Right, so that's what's available. One of them will be right for you for sure. But we now have to look at what is available inside your DJ platform, because I've already started talking about platforms. It's impossible not to when you're talking about this stuff. So the first platform then is Serato DJ Pro. Serato DJ Pro has got the four big ones: SoundCloud, Tidal, Beatport and BeatSource. It's got some pros and cons. One of the cons of Serato is that you can only have one service plugged in at a time, so just bear that in mind. Now, if you're a Rekordbox user, again, you get the four big ones in Rekordbox, and Rekordbox can sign up to all of them at once if you want, and you can make playlists that mix them up. I'm pretty sure you can anyway. So Rekordbox does quite a good job with the streaming services. As we heard, Virtual DJ has got Deezer in it, as well as all the four big ones, but also it's got a couple of other kind of DJ pool and video pool type things in it as well. So Virtual DJ users get a little bit more options than anyone else. DJ Pro, all the four big ones plus Apple Music. And Engine OS, as we just talked about, is great really. This is Engine OS running on this unit here. It's a Denon DJ SC Live 4. So if we look at the screen on here, this has got Beatport, BeatSource, SoundCloud and Tidal. As I say, I'm not sure if this actual one also has Amazon. This is an older version of the operating system. But I know the Numark Mix Stream does as well. So look, these are all plugged in here with Wi-Fi. You can play directly from the unit with no computer or anything, which is pretty cool on those units. Right, finally Traktor. Traktor does not have anything other than Beatport and BeatSource. So Traktor's finally got streaming services, but it's only got Beatport and BeatSource. I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that as of now, 2024. If you're using this kind of gear, Pioneer DJ's Pro gear, then the CDJ 3000s have got Beatport, but nothing else. And unfortunately, the Pioneer DJ standalone hardware, so the Opus Quad, the Omnis Duo, the Omnis Duo is actually Alpha Theta, I think, and the RX3 and the XDJ XZ and all that lot, none of them have streaming services built in, so they're yet to arrive on that kind of gear. We're going to come to you guys and girls in a minute, because as always, these lessons are about your questions, but I want to answer some of the frequently asked questions to start with before we move on to that. So if you've got questions, I might just answer it straight away here and now. First question, is this legal? Interesting, because if you look in the terms and conditions of all these services, they pretty much all say for personal use only. So take that as read. They're for personal use only, and yet they're built into Pioneer DJs, CDJs and DJ gear like this. Will you ever get in trouble for it if you're playing in a venue with a music license? I suspect not, but don't take that as gospel from me. Do I need the internet? Yes, you do need the internet. However, if the internet goes down while you're DJing from a streaming service, your track that you're currently playing will still play, because the unit downloads it and puts it onto the deck before you can start DJing with it, or at least it does it as quickly as it can when you start to load it. So as soon as it's loaded, you're safe. So apart from that, offline caching, which is where it'll take the music down onto your laptop, is a feature in some of these systems, so you have to check your particular system. Why are Spotify and Apple Music not available in my system? It's the same reason why only Deezer is available in Virtual DJ and not in any other service, and it's the same reason why But in this case, Apple Music is actually available, but only in DJ Pro. It's just the way that the market's worked out. The four big ones, as far as DJs go, Tidal, Beatport, BeatSource, and SoundCloud, are in pretty much everything. So your choice is those. Do I keep my music if I stop subscribing? Yes, because if you then go and sign up again, all your music and everything will still be there, but you still can't use it in most services in DJ software if you stop subscribing. In fact, all of them, you can't use it if you stop subscribing. So you do need to keep paying for it. Is all the music on all the services? No, which is why you are best off thinking hard about the one you go for. I'll talk to you about the best ones for different types of DJs in just a second before we throw it over to you guys and girls and talk streaming there. So can I convert my music from one platform to another? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. There are lots of services that will let you do that. This is one of them, called Soundiz, but this is just one of many. So you can take playlists from one and put it onto another really easily. You do have to pay for these services, but you can always subscribe, do it, and then leave again, and it won't cost you an awful lot of money to get that done. Right, so what about audio quality? It's always a good question. It's generally compressed, but high quality compressed. And depending upon the service, you do have higher tiers. Tidal sounds better. I know that much for certain, because Tidal has made it their point to sound better. And Beatport, you have to pay more for higher audio quality. So do check again if that's really important to you. Can I stream my own music from the cloud? Only with Apple DJ. So only with Apple Music on DJ Pro if you want to mix it with your streaming music and have it all in one place. However, you can put your music in the cloud and stream it down like your own music that you own on the Denon DJ gear. Again, this is an example of this on the Numark Mix Stream, and also on any Pro Pioneer gear such as this and the Opus Quad. They will log into your Pioneer Cloud and you can DJ from there as well. So this is possible, and maybe on other Pioneer gear as well, but certainly it is now possible in Pioneer DJ's cloud to DJ from your own music without having it with you, like, because you just log into the internet to get it, which is pretty cool. And the final question we get asked an awful lot is, can I add cue points, loops and grids to my music, and will it remember it? In other words, if you log on to Tidal and you put some cue points and loops and stuff on a track, and then you go away and you come back later and you log on to Tidal again and you put the same track on a deck, will it remember them? Luckily, it will. You have to jump through a couple of hoops with some systems. So for instance, if you're using something like this, you need some, listen to that. You need some storage plugged into it so it can remember them. So you need to plug in a USB stick or something. But laptop DJ software will always remember them for you, as long as the same version is what you load next time. So if you go back to the streaming service and you load a different version, by mistake maybe, it won't have that information. You've got to load the same one. Hopefully if you've got it in a playlist, then it will be the same one. Right, so what should you go for? I'll give you 4 recommendations here. If you're a casual DJ, go for one of the mainstream services, probably Tidal, Apple, if you're a DJ Pro user, or Amazon Music Unlimited. It's going to give you all the music you want. If you're an open format or mobile DJ and you happen to use Algorithms DJ Pro, Apple Music is a good choice. But for everyone else, BeatSource is a good choice, because you get some of those edits that make that kind of DJing easier. If you're electronic or underground, we've already talked about it. It's going to be Beatport for you. And if you're already a SoundCloud user, you have an account with SoundCloud, it might just be that one is all you need, because you're on there because you enjoy the kind of music they have on there and you can stream that. Plus they've recently plugged in the major label music as well. So just give it a go before you go and try another one. It could just be the one for you. Right, finally, tips for getting started. I've sold you on this. I'm not paid by these companies, by the way. It's just that we use streaming services, our students do, and I think you should too. What are some tips for getting started? Use streaming music as well as, not instead of, your own collection, for loads of reasons. It's too much to go into here, but just take that as gospel from me. Don't try and replace your own music with a streaming service. Use them alongside each other. When you're choosing tracks that you want to play on a streaming service, treat them as if you were buying them. Think really hard about whether you want to add those to playlists that you're going to use in your DJing. That way you're using the pyramid I showed you earlier properly, and you're starting to think about the music that you're playing and make sure it's right for you, rather than just bunging loads in, which is definitely the wrong way of doing it. Make playlists in your streaming service. Don't just go to the streaming service and log into the charts or just go to it and search. You know, start making playlists in there like you would make playlists of your own music. Again, it's going to make it easier for you to play the right music at the right time. Don't expect a streaming service to give you everything you want. It won't. No one streaming service has all the music, so you might want to try a couple of them before you settle on one, and you're still going to want to buy music as well for all the reasons we've talked about. And finally, even if you don't want to DJ with a streaming service, even if you're totally against the idea, you have got one, haven't you? Well, if you haven't, get one. Honestly, your job as a DJ is to hear more music than anyone else. Everyone else has got streaming services in their lives and on their phones. You need to have one. Get into the 21st century, sign up for a streaming service, whether or not you want to use it in your DJ. Okay, people, that's our lesson today, and it's on DJ streaming services, the state of play in 2024, everything you need to know. But of course, that's not where we end. Oh no, because we're Digital DJ Tips and we're live, and you are the biggest part of this show. So I'm going to spend the final 10 minutes or so with you here chatting DJ streaming services. Let's chew the fat about these things. Let's see where you're at, what questions you've got that maybe I haven't answered, what you want to say about it. So hello to our regulars, hello to Kesha, William, Mac, Mixmaster G, and to the Ruckus and Java Man Sanchez and everyone else who's piled in the first 30 seconds like you always do. I salute you people. This is our first comment on streaming then from Richie on Twitch, who says, do you think Spotify will ever team up with any DJ software? I don't, because they've done it in the past. I think we're just too small. We're a tiny blip of dust. Can you get a blip of dust? Speck of dust in their world. They're so huge that we just don't register. So no, I don't. You know, Tidal is tiny compared to Spotify, which is why they're looking at niches and which is why we're on their radar. On the subject of Tidal, Manolo says they're the best because they have everything, any language of music, any type. Ah, right, okay, so thank you. So you're saying that there's music, non-English speaking music is good on Tidal. Tidal also have videos. Worth bearing in mind, isn't it? This is from the Ruckus, who says, the problem nowadays is that these services have begun to realise all of these very good reasons as to why streaming is good, and they're beginning to charge more for it. So yeah, I guess that's true, but we're only going to pay it if it's worth it, right? So there we go. Phil doesn't have a clock, says you don't like my music. Was I late coming live today? If I am late, it's normally because I've got technical stuff. I've left it too late to set everything up. It does happen. The best is when I stream music from the internal hard drive in my Prime unit directly to the speakers, says DJ Stu C. Yes, the Prime series of equipment, the Prime 4 and the Prime 2, stick a hard drive in with your own music on. It's very elegant. However, what if you get a request for something you haven't got? So thank you for that, DJ Stu C. Apparently daylight saving time has just moved in the States and it hasn't moved here. All right, so when we say 4 p.m. London, 11 a.m. Eastern, it's no longer 11 a.m. Eastern. Is that right, people? Hello, Charlie. Right, let's get back to the topic here anyway. So this is from Arcadias, who says, I use Tidal, I'm satisfied. The issue is the internet, which I get from my phone. It sometimes gives me a slow connection. And does playing from streaming mean you're not being legal? Well, we answered that question a minute ago. I've heard people saying that Tidal has been quite slow recently, so I don't know if that's everyone or just the people who are talking to me about it. DJ Fred gives a thumbs up for Beatport, says it might be $19.99 a month, but you get an offline locker, and that's pretty cool. So thank you for that. I use Dropbox on Denon to play my own music, says Mac. Thank you for that. What else are you saying about this? Engine also has a crowdsourced streaming database. Oh, this is really good. Yeah, thank you for reminding me of that, Stu. So with this equipment here, with the Engine DJ powered equipment, like the SC Live 4 I have here, you can now get an account with Engine. And that will allow you to then look at what other DJs are playing when you're using a streaming service and see if you want to play something that they've played in the past, which is quite nice. So they're trying to develop these kind of cloud features to help DJs along. So it's a good extra feature. We haven't played with it enough, actually. So thanks for reminding me. I will add that to my list of things to play with. Beatport has got you covered for dance music, but it's not the ultimate music library like Spotify or Tidal. No, I agree. And I think that Beatport and BeatSource, they're owned by the same company. They need to, don't they? They need to get in bed together. We want one big beat streaming. Forget the source, forget the port, which has got all the underground and all the mainstream stuff on one platform. I'd like to see that. Avery, I've been using Tidal for almost 2 years and I love it. I currently have over 75,000 songs analysed on Tidal. I don't know if I have a problem or not. You haven't got a problem. No more than any of us have. DJs, I think, as a whole, we haven't grown up yet, have we? But that's why we're here. It's why we love it. It's why we don't play golf. Apologies to any golfers in the room. So this is from Harry, who says, I run Beatport on Tractor Pro and I love it. Only the search has to be improved a little bit. So thank you for that. And Jason says, if I was to leave my streaming service due to price hikes, my streaming service is currently Tidal, could I use a DJ pool to download my library, and will it then be mine to keep? No, it doesn't work like that. DJ pools only have current music. So no, that's not. Nice try, Jason, but that wouldn't be the solution for you. Apparently only the CDJ 3000 and the Opus Quad. CDJ 3000, Opus Quad, you can't quite see it, have got the cloud thing at the moment. Thank you to Mixmaster G for that, out of all the gear from Pioneer DJ. Right, so final comments then. Edwin on YouTube says, do I have to keep paying Pioneer DJ? If I have the Flex 10, I'm using my PC. I don't see why it's necessary unless I need it for my Android tablet, etc, etc. So the paid version of Pioneer DJ's record box will give you what we've been talking about, the cloud library if you want it, and allow you to then use that library on the mobile apps and so on. But no, if you don't need that stuff, you don't need to pay for it. The free version of that software, or the version that is unlocked by your Flex 10, is really, really good. So no, you don't need to pay for that if you don't want it. Phil says the SC Live 4 feels like Christmas. I don't use mine with streaming, but there are lots of great options for streaming on this unit. Yeah, we don't talk about this unit enough. I think it should have been labelled Numark, to be honest, because it's a Numark build and feel. But Numark gear is great, and this has got the speakers in, like the Numark Mixstream. It's a nice controller if you only want software, because around the back you can't plug anything in. You know, you can't plug in extra decks and stuff like that. It's purely a software controller. Agreed. We like it. It's a nice one. I usually go into BeatSource to make my playlists, but I always look out for my own songs in my collection as well, says Benny. So good on you, Benny. Best of both worlds going on there. Streaming is reliable for bedroom DJs, says DJ Fred Hayes on YouTube. But how about all other kinds of DJs? Do you dare rely on it to work in gigs? Well, a lot of DJs do, especially for those one-off tracks, and then you've played one and it's gone all right, and you play another one and now before you know it, you're streaming. It all depends on the gig and the Wi-Fi and how important it is and so on. You know, I think playing for parties at home is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So this depends on the gig, I would say. So I love BeatSource. It has great variety and has organised many genres by year also. Super helpful for weddings, says Charlie Casanova. Right, people, gotta go. Thank you very much for joining us for our lesson today on DJ live streaming. Remember, if you head over to digitaldjtips.com and you click the search box and you type in streaming 2024, you will find a huge guide where there are links and a complete recap of everything I've just talked to you about now. So this is where to go to know exactly the state of play right here, right now in March 2024. Go check it out. Thank you for being here today. I'm back on, I was going to say I'm back on Thursday, but I'm not, because Thursday is our student live virtual lesson only for students of Digital DJ Tips. So if you are a student of Digital DJ Tips, I'll see you inside our student hub group on Thursday, but I am back next Tuesday with another one of these. Not sure what the subject will be now, but hopefully it'll be useful to you. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it today. Meanwhile, from me here, get good, get out there, make the moments, and I'll see you again on another lesson very soon. Until next time, bye-bye.